Hello and welcome to my channel. In this lesson, I'm going to talk about some of the tools in the toolbox. The toolbox is the box just here alongside the viewport. And I will start with the select tool, which is sitting in the top. Uh, it's just when it is selected, we can simply select an object or some objects, as you see. And by selecting, we can either click or click drag on an object or some objects. However, for example, if I want to select this object and not the ones in the middle, the only way which I can use just by click drag and the other part is, or the parts are selected. So for this situation, we have to use the shift and the control key to add or remove from our selection. So I will select this object, hold down the shift key and click or click drag on the other object. So simply as selecting this one. And I can add to my selection again by holding down the shift key and click or click drag on the other objects. And you see it's very simple. And if we want to remove any object from the selection, we can just simply hold down this time the control key, and you see there is a dash or minus sign next to the icon, and I can click or click drag on the other objects and we can just remove those from our selection. The next tool, which is a complementary one to the select one, is the Lasso tool. It does almost the same thing. We can select any object, but maybe just giving us more flexibility, but it does the same thing again. There's a hotkey for the select tool, which is Q, and the other ones have some hotkeys like W, E, R, and you can find those keys next to each other on the keyboard on the top left side. So the next one I'm going to talk about the move tool, and again I select this object, and when the move tool is selected here, we see some axis which is representing the X, Y, and the Z axis. So it's R, G, B, X, Y, Z. If we want to move the object alongside the X or Y or Z, we can simply click and hold down the left key on the mouse and then drag. So we can move the object alongside the X, Y, or the Z axis. We can do the same thing for the other object as well, as you see. However, if you want to freely move the object, we can click drag on the middle. You see there is a dot here, and we can freely move the object. And by click dragging on any of these signs or boxes, whatever, we can move the object alongside only two axes. Here would be X and Y, so not Z. And I can do the same thing for the others as well. The next tool is the rotate tool, and when it is selected we see some circles. They're simply rotating the object again alongside red, green, blue, which are X, Y, Z. So if I click drag on this red circle, the object is rotating around the X axis. And it can be done again for the other y or z axis. There is another blue circle which is rotating the object proportionally related to the camera position, as you see. And finally, I'm talking about the scale tool. It's very similar, regarding the shape of the axis to the move tool, but only here we see some boxes. And again, we are just scaling the object alongside x, y, or z. And again, if we want to scale the object proportionally, we can click drag on the middle box here, and we can scale up and down very, very easily. There's one more thing I have to add here, is because I explained everything for just using this object, sorry, we can do this for more than one object. For example, if I want to move these two, I can select this one, and now I'm just moving two objects alongside any of those axes. And I can do the same thing for the rotate tool or the scale. Okay, and in the next lesson I'm going to talk about again some of these tools, this time regarding the layer editor or the channel box layer editor here. That's it, guys, and thank you for watching.